I really like Sonic the Hedgehog, but the series has had a lot of missteps in the past. It's almost a cliche when talking about Sonic to pay constant lip service to his most drastic failing. You know, I was just gonna say something like, is Sonic even a good series? But come on, of course it's a good series. I wouldn't be doing a retrospective on every Sonic game in the series if it wasn't. Oh yeah, I'm doing a retrospective on every Sonic game. One that I encourage you to join me. Now let's start at the beginning. I hear it's a good place to start. I'm sure you don't need me to tell you about the in and out of the universe story of this game, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I really like talking. To keep it short, Sega needed a mascot and Alex Kidd just wasn't clicking. One contest and some American focus testing later, we got Sonic the Hedgehog. This blue bastard. The actual story of this game is pretty interesting. Most because it isn't Sonic and Robotnik's first encounter. This is Robotnik's first time stuffing animals into robots. Very interesting that there isn't any origin story for these two. They've just been always at it as far as we know. Sonic is a game designed around going fast, making Green Hill one of the best first levels I've ever played. It sits on top alongside 1-1 for Super Mario Bros. And Jungle Heidi from Donkey Kong Country. Acts 1 and 2 are pretty standard. These serve as speed playgrounds, with the only real threat to you being this one section of spikes in Act 2. Even still, it's an effective teacher. You probably won't take much longer than a minute to clear your act, but you can still spend hours just peeking around each and every nook and cranny. There's so many speed opportunities and hidden monitors around the stage that go so easily overlooked, yet serve as the perfect reward for curious players. Act 3 is where things get interesting. It opens right off the bat with this spring to teach the player that while speed is the goal, they won't get by just holding right and occasionally jumping. The rest of the level follows suit with the hard to get to or stay on top path and the dangerous bottom path. Although I'm not a fan of the bottom path being blocked off by these walls that can only be destroyed by curling up to a ball. It takes a lot of effort to destroy them in a pre-spin dash game, and it kinda feels like I'm being punished for exploring. Anyway, time for the boss fight. The Egg Record's a fantastic boss that really tests your understanding of Sonic's controls. The wrecking ball is huge and intimidating the first time, but you can actually easily slide in between the hurt bodies as you understand how Sonic's jump works. Sonic 1 is off to a great start. On to the next zone. What a drop-off. Marble Zone doesn't even feel like it was designed for Sonic. Your momentum is constantly betraying you as you try to do precision platforming. And these platforms that just have you stand on them and wait are just insufferable. Yes, I know that there's a trick to skip the platforms, but that's not the point. The mark of a good Sonic level is when you always feel like you're going fast, no matter what route you're on. Even if one route is objectively slower than the other, you should never feel that slowness. Nothing about waiting on a platform until you reach your destination feels fast. Nothing about waiting for these platforms to come down so you can jump on them feels fast. Nothing about slowly running away from slow-moving lava feels fast. The only thing fast about Marble Zone is the pace at which my patience goes away. The boss is fine. I have a way less to say about the Egg Scorcher than I did the Egg Wrecker, but it's competent. Should be careful about what platform you're on and when it's Strike Robotnik. On to the next zone. Spring Yard's another dud. There's just so much stop and go here. At least you're always on the move in Marble Zone, even if Sonic himself wasn't the one moving. There's so much you're just waiting around for something to happen here. And when you're not waiting, you're being tossed around by various bumpers of the zone. It's maddening. There's also this one section in Act 3 where I found some moving blocks off to the left and followed them, thinking that it would lead to some hidden goodies. But it just took me back to earlier in the level. At first I thought that I went the other way through what was supposed to be a shortcut, but that can't possibly be the case. After all, how would one even be able to get up there to take advantage of the shortcut to begin with? All I'm saying that if this was Green Hill Zone, I'd get some monitors. This might be the biggest drop off in quality I've ever seen in a game. To be fair though, it's not all bad. There are these sections that offer a risk reward opportunity. You can go to the slopes underneath the platforms to get some ring speed, but you miss out on the safety that standing on the platforms gives you. The boss is like this too. The Egg Stinger is real simple once you understand how it works, but that doesn't make it any less tense. You can only attack Robotnik whenever he's got a spike out, so you have to be careful about when to strike. At the same time, you have to act fast, because Robotnik isn't just attacking Sonic, but the very ground that he stands on too. My confidence in this game is decreasing the longer we go on. I just hope that the second half of the game is more consistent in its quality. Before we move on to the next zone, I'd say that now's a good time to talk about the game's special stages. Get 50 rings in Acts 1 or 2 in any zone, excluding Scrap Brain, and jump through their giant ring in order to access them. This game has 6, one less than what you'd expect from the series today, and that's probably for the best. You have some control in these stages, but not enough to offset just how random everything feels. The god of these stages is Reverse Block. This place is a temple to these things, and if you don't worship them enough, they will evict you from their home. Trying to get an emerald in this game is like trying to get a ball in a specific spot while playing pinball. It's extremely frustrating, and you hardly get anything worthwhile from it. Labyrinth Zone is up next, and this might actually be the worst level in this entire game. You see, dear viewer, this is the water level of the game. Now, water levels aren't exactly known for their quality, but the water mechanics in Sonic just make every level it appears in a slog. You move so slowly underwater, and every so often you just have to wait for a bubble to pop out of one of these cracks. Some of these are played so weirdly. I guess I don't hate these being practically littered throughout the stage, but why are some of these like 2 feet away from the surface? I'm not exactly sure why the level design here is a bunch of death traps either. Once again, the main issue with the level is how slow you have to go to get by. Moving around these spikes isn't fun, and I feel no sense of accomplishment after I do. I can't even give the boss credit this time, because there just isn't a boss. Robotnik just runs away and makes you do this annoying platforming section. There isn't even a checkpoint before the boss, so you have to deal with this section with the burrow bots every single time that you die. Also, there are no rings between the checkpoint and the boss. There's a shield, but the strength of rings as a health system is the ability to pick them up after being hit. This is the least Sonic that this game has ever felt. Let's just move on to the next zone. Wow, they did it. They actually did it. They made a second good level. The key to why Starlight is fun and the last 3 zones were not is that the central gimmick is something you can use to increase your speed rather than stop your progress for a couple of seconds, or the entire zone in Labyrinth's case. There's the seesaw, the spiked balls that you can use to reach higher areas, and it's a lot of fun to play around with. Adding to this is the fans sprinkled throughout the zone that can rocket you to great speeds and heights if you know how to use them. Everything throughout the zone has this natural sense of flow that hasn't really been seen since Green Hill. The seesaws can throw you into fans that launch you. The moving platforms are actually used smartly here, with the bombs that create an engaging challenge. And there are so many slopes and red springs here, allowing you to zip through the stage, constantly gaining speed and zooming around the place. This zone feels like a true evolution of Green Hill. Even the boss is fantastic. I'd probably say this is the best boss in the game. The egg spiker drops spiked balls from above, and they land on the seesaw. The neat thing about this boss is that you can aim the bombs at him, launch yourself at him, or stay in the middle and attack him without using the seesaw. I didn't even know you could do that until I looked it up. Starlight might just be the best zone in the game. Hopefully the final zone can keep up this momentum. This game is giving me trust issues. I'd say Scrap Brain is down there in quality of Labyrinth Zone in the super stinker category. In fact, it might even be worse. At least I could comfortably hold down the D-pad in Labyrinth for a little while. Here, anything more than slightly tapping the D-pad will make you slam your face in the traps. You're not even safe in the air. You have to jump very specifically, or the platforms will disappear right from under you and you'll fall to your doom. I feel like this would be really cool as a final level for Mario, but not a guy building momentum baked to his control like Sonic. The only, and I mean only thing that I can comment Scrap Brain for is these circle things at the beginning of Act 2. They're neat and utilize Sonic speed well. Hungry Dog while actually using them, but that doesn't mean it's a bad mechanic. We're not done yet though, because we have to get a cutscene after clearing 2. Let's see, I was expecting that. It's fucking Labyrinth Zone again! Why? Of all levels, why revisit this one? I get that we can't exactly go back to Green Hill. Why not another act of Starlight if we must revisit all locations? But no. It's absolutely necessary that it must be Labyrinth Zone. Oh, and let's not forget that for some reason it takes forever for bubbles to come out this time. So prepare to die while just waiting. Seriously, you can't stop to get an air refill without Sonic giving you the stink eye. I'm trying, man! Also, this one act is inconsistent with the rest of the game, where as fast as I go on the bottom path, better than the top path. Perfect. Just perfect. I'm eager to fight the final boss and end things here. My mom's question, sex. GI Crusher is so boring. Oh boy. I love 3 minutes of waiting for the opportunity to hit him once, which I might not even get because I'm on the wrong side. Woohoo! It's technically tense, but only because of the lack of brain. I'd be way more satisfied if Egg Stinger was the final boss instead of this. Because, really think about it. The only reason this game ends here is because Sonic physically cannot run any further. There's no sense of climax or finality to the game's final zone. Bad stuff all around here. I call Sonic 1 a rough transition to existing for more reasons than just referencing bad reviews. Sonic is a great character. He's a great concept for a game. A fast guy of attitude is a great protagonist for a game, but the level design just isn't up to snuff. I can't stand this game after Green Hill. And Starlight, while great, doesn't do enough to make up for all the shit that they put you through in between. And the less we say about Scrap Brain, the better. So yeah, I don't like Sonic 1. C tier.